see the World War II veteran, Mr. Grunder, please ask him, what's your secret?
Well, I think there's no secret. I think it's just a matter of improved health care and medication. All the changes over the years that have kept me alive.
That's great. Well, you know, it's an honor to be able to be here. I'm the grandson of a World War II veteran. My grandfather served in the Pacific, and he died when I was only 8 years old. I really didn't get a chance to know him. So it's always very humbling for me to be able to meet and to be able to present certificates and awards to our World War II veterans. So it's an honor for me to be here, and doubly honored on your 100th birthday. So, Mr. Grunder, I have a few things to present. And on behalf of the Manchester Elks, and I'm an Elk from Danbury, the Elk Salute presented to Walter Grunder, U.S. Army Air Corps, World War II, for service to your country, and congratulations on your... Also a presentation from the town of Glastonbury, Certificate of Recognition and Achievement presented to Walter Grunder, Glastonbury Centenarian and World War II veteran. The town thanks you for your service to country and to community. Signed by the town manager, Richard J. Johnson.
Wow.
Now I'd like to ask you to come up. Okay.
Well, thank you all.
My pleasure.
Our pleasure.
It's
Want me to hold this?
I've got it. It's been, just because you live long enough, you get a lot of awards. Well,
Okay.
well,
So Walter, while we're waiting,
while I'm thanked as a World War II veteran, I always feel a little sorry for those that came after me, because in World War II we had everyone recognize us. The whole country was backing the military, and the people that came after me, a lot of them didn't get the recognition that they should have gotten, and I feel sorry that they didn't get the recognition. So thank you all for giving us. I did any more than many others before me and after me. I always think about it. While I was over in Italy, my brother was in the Hurtgen Forest, and while I had a meal and a place to stay at night, he was in the trenches out there in the winter time. So many of the people that came after me had the same experience, and I thank the ones that came after me. So I appreciate the recognition today. Thank you all.
Walt,
Representative Doucette.
how are you?
Hi.
I'm Representative Jason Doucette, state rep from Glastonbury
Wow.
and Manchester,
Yeah.
and I'm here on behalf of the state legislative delegation to give you this citation. That's great. Where did you go?
I was a navigator. Yeah.
And you're in Europe as well?
What?
In Europe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Flying out of Italy.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Were you ever in England, Walter? Were you ever in England? England?
Italy.
Italy?
Yeah. Well, my bomb group started out in England, and then in the 8th Air Force. Then they got transferred to Italy to the 15th Air Force, and that's where I joined them, in Italy in the 15th Air Force. And I wasn't over there very long, 6 months, and I was back home. I volunteered in 1942, didn't go overseas till 44 because I got trained. I went to college training detachment. I went to gunnery school, I went to navigation school, I went to crew training, and by the time I got all that training from 42, it was 44 before I got overseas. And then 6 months later, in 45, I got hit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Walter. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you all. Well, right when I came home after World War II, I was with them for a couple of years and then I dropped out. I was going to school down to London. Then we came back in years later.
What year did you start back in?
I don't think I have as much service as Danny has.
Yeah, how much, when did you start back in again? It was 95 or something like that? Or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I came back afterward.
One thing I gotta say about Walt, he's been our adjutant for many years, throughout 2000, till almost up until about 4 or 5 years ago. And he's been helping me out because I'm the treasurer, so we work together. And you know, even in his later years, he's helped out a lot.
Well, Danny's been the backbone of our place in different jobs for years. You were commander, adjutant.
Yeah. But you have been that adjutant for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then you were way up there in your 80s and even in your 90s you were doing this. So, and even I can remember even you being out there helping me out with the Forget-Me-Not drive, and also
yeah.
helped me out with St. James Cemetery. He was out there about 3 years ago, and that's a tough job putting the flags down.
That was
He was out there about
3 years ago.
Oh, 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah.
Our daughter had force.
So he's been
Now,
an
any other World War II in your chapter? Or no?
What was that?
Any other World War II in the chapter. My husband was, but he passed away in August.
We
He was
believe he's
98.
the last one.
I
He
don't
was
know.
following Walter.
I don't know
Well,
of
do you
any
want to cut
others.
the cake?
Claudette and I will cut the cake.
They're all waiting for their cake.
All right.
A very active veterans group,
Otherwise,
and they've
situation
helped
is
a
back.
lot of veterans over the years,
Yeah.
disabled
Diabetic.
veterans.
Well,
I appreciate it.
I always think,
Thank you
I know
so
you
much.
appreciate
Thank you
the
so much
passion
for
of the
having us.
veterans
Thank
a
you so
lot.
much for having
You
us.
do, and
And thank you for coming.
you do a great job for all of us.
Thank you. Now.